everybody. How you doing tonight? Welcome to A Touch of Gray Matter. It's me, your host, Dave Sokolowski. A ton of fun. As always, I'm with Barry 3D Carter, and you might wonder and go, wait a minute. I've seen this show before, and there's usually like three or four of them. What happened? Well, by the time you see this, it's going to be over, but Zulf is off because of Ramadan, and Thomas is off because not that he forgot what time it was, because we all know how he is, but there was a family emergency that he's dealing with, so I hope everything works out well there. Zulf, happy Ramadan still, and we are looking to see you back. A couple of house cleaning issues, first of all. Very thankful, seriously, to Jaybird Digital Arts for making us look as good as we do. Because he does this podcast, he does the Iconis that Barry and DJ Rod C have. He does, if you were watching previous shows, Mr. Mark Trinidad has been on. He has the Ha Ha Horde House. And Mark Trinidad, I don't know shit. Jaybird is phenomenal at making us look just because, he's done posters for us. He does posters for a lot of the shows. He does a bunch of stuff for wrestling. He's done the logo for this show. He's done logos for other shows. He's revamping my A Ton of Fun logo, which is great. And it's always good. And also, too, in case you want, do you ever find that in the morning you're kind of sitting there and you're looking for a coffee cup and you're like, fuck, I don't know which one to take, and it's Monday and I really this sucks and somebody's going to piss me off and I'm not going to want to talk to them? Well, the good news is now you can order a coffee cup with the Resting Dave face on it, which literally is just me doing...
The look I see.
The look Thomas knows well. If you go to our Facebook page and look us up on redbubble.ca or .com, I can't remember which one it is, but we'll figure it out. We'll let you know. But yeah, go there, check out For a Touch of Gray. You can see our logo there. You can get stuff with our logo. You can get Resting Dave face and short time order soon. You're going to be able to get a ton of fun stuff and a bunch of other stuff. And we're going to try to get some Icona stuff up there, and we're going to do a whole bunch. So yeah, remember, Resting Dave face. It's very, very important.
Yes, it is. Some days you have a mouthful of coffee, you don't want to say anything, you just hold up the mug. That conveys the message without you having disturbed your taste of coffee. It's like, hey, you want to do some overtime?
I'm almost positive everybody's seen that meme where it's like, you look so unapproachable and yet you're here. You don't even have to say anything. You have it all in one mug. And the best part is you can get it in a travel mug. You can get it in a regular coffee mug. You can get it in a tall coffee mug. You can get it in a pillow. You can get it on a phone case. You can get it on a dartboard. You might even be able to get it on darts, because that's really what we need, is a flying fuck you. That's exactly what everybody needs, especially on a Monday. It's just a flying fuck you right into the eye. Speaking of flying fuck yous right into the eye, let's get into our topic. As many of you have probably seen this already. If you've seen other episodes and whatnot, you're probably going to catch on to a fucking theme here. But you know what? I'm going to start a new thing on the podcast. Not really a new thing, because we've done it before and whatnot, but I'm actually going to name it. It's actually from a old comedy series that was on a long time ago, kids. Long time. Even before my time. Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In. If you've seen it, it's brilliant for the time that it was, and even a lot of the jokes still land now. It's fucking awesome.
Yes.
They used to do this thing, part of the news. It was called the flying or the fickle finger of fate. Sometimes it was the flying finger of fate, flying finger of fate and whatnot, because they put wings on it and whatnot. So we're going to change it up a bit and everything else, and it's going to be the fickle fingers of fate. So my fickle fingers of fate this week, much like every week, go out to Doug Ford, because as we're recording this, it is now May 10th. When you see this, it's not going to be May 10th, and you're going to be sitting there going, but they already announced that like a while ago. So why is he so upset about it today? Well, I'm going to tell you why I'm upset about it today, because I just fucking heard about it today, and now I'm bringing it up. And he hasn't fucking announced it yet, because he's a cowardly, snivelly little bastard, and he deserves the flying fingers of fate. So, listen, you dumb fuck. We're already in a lockdown. We're in lockdown like number 83 right now. Okay, it's 2 years of 2 weeks of flattening the fucking curve. The next time he says flatten the curve, I'm going to run over him with a fucking steamroller, because I swear to Christ, he has no fucking clue of what's going on. Ooh, listen to the medical officers. Doug, shut the fuck up. Okay, now all of a sudden we're coming out of this latest lockdown. We're supposed to be out in fucking 12 days. May 22nd. And if you're in Canada, you know, May 24th, it's a big fucking weekend. So that's our long weekend. That's like our fucking huzzah. You know, we go fucking nuts here. Everybody goes out camping. Fucking drinks are flying. Everybody's happy to go. No. He wants to extend this fucking lockdown until June 2nd. Hey, Doug, suck my fucking dick. You fucking idiot. Okay? People are starting to get really, really pissed off. Okay? People are downloading apps now that they can fucking register what planes are flying overhead and where they're coming in from. And now they're figuring out who's bringing in the coronavirus. The next thing all they need to do is get a fucking deer rifle and sit there and wait for them outside the airport. Okay? Somebody has taken it upon themselves to name all the squirrels that come through their backyard and give them a fucking background story. People are starting to go fucking nuts, and you want to extend this for 2 weeks. You dumb motherfucker. And I don't give a shit what political side you're on, whether you're liberal, conservative, NDP, I don't fucking care. You guys have gone and you've taken all away. It's no longer a pandemic. It's no longer a crisis or anything else. You guys have politicized this. If I hear on the fucking radio one more time Doug Ford bitching about Justin Trudeau and not closing the airports, I swear to Christ, I'm going to drive into a fucking bridge. Listen, you fucking idiot. It's a simple concept. Once the government of Canada gets the vaccines and hands them out to the provinces, you give them to the people. Now, you might realize that once they started talking about the vaccines, they said, you will have a couple of weeks between your second vaccine. Perfect. Then all of a sudden we were like, whoops, no, we fucked up. It's going to be 4 months between your vaccines. So now we don't even know if the first round of vaccines is even going to be fucking useful by that time. But no. Let's just keep a level fucking head about this, you dumb son of a bitch, and keep everybody in. Because you know what? Once everybody gets vaccinated, it'll be better. We can go out, we can do things, we can lessen the restrictions in that. But you know, not a lot of people are responding to that. There's a lot that are getting vaccinated. There's some that aren't, and there's some that won't. And personally, I don't give a shit what side of the line you're on. You don't want to get vaccinated, don't get fucking vaccinated. Just don't expect to fucking make out with me, okay? Now, I'm sure most of you are sitting there going, well, you know what? It's Dave. Doug Ford, he's always going off against him. What else is new? I'm glad you brought that up. I have more flying fingers fickle fingers of fate. For the
Who's next on the list?
For the dumb fucks in Ottawa. You whiny fucking douchebags. Maybe, I don't know, look outside your fucking ivory tower windows and see what the fuck is going on outside. You might have noticed there's a bit of a fucking crisis going on all over the world. It's called a global pandemic. You dumb fucks. To sit there and try to put in some sort of bill that you are now proposing new amendments to this bill, which outlines changes to the Broadcasting Act, aimed at requiring YouTube and other streaming platforms to recommend Canadian content and divert a share of Canadian revenues towards cultural production funds. Great. You know what? Fucking awesome. Perfect. I swear that's awesome. You want to promote Canadian product? You fucking do so. But listen up, you fucking assholes. Maybe you haven't fucking noticed this, but we are Canadian. We're all out here doing this shit weekly on YouTube. I can guarantee you, guess where none of those funds are going to go?
Not here.
To stand-up comedy. You know why? Because it's not recognized as an art form in Canada, which is why so many comedians that once they start reaching a certain plateau, they look back and go, man, I'd love to stay at home, but gotta go. And they fuck off. Now, if you're looking for a list of this, Saturday Night Live.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Go through any cast on Saturday Night Live. I will guarantee you, you will find at least one, maybe two, maybe even three Canadians either performing or on the writers or, I don't know, the guy that fucking brought up the show. Okay. You know why they all left? Because nobody's taking it fucking seriously here.
Absolutely.
So for you guys to sit there and turn around and say, you know, the amendments make it clear that the legislative changes related to the social media platforms are not focused on regulating the individual post of Canadians, which if you ever try that bullshit and you guys get it passed in, every fucking one of you that votes for shit like that, I swear to Christ, on the next election, you get voted out and you die of a fucking horrible death where every inch of your body is pouring out fucking blood. Like, I want to make it look like fucking Christine was on Sesame Street. You fucks. Yeah, so they don't want to regulate the individual posts of Canadians, which, thank fucking Christ, because you know what?
We're still on.
Everybody's going to be like halfway through the ramp being like, what happened to Dave?
Two guys in a van.
The government said the intention of Bill C-10 is to bring streaming platforms such as Netflix under the existing regulations that apply to traditional broadcasters such as TV and radio stations, which is great. And if you're going to do shit like that, guess what? If you're going to revamp everything, if you're going to change everything around and go, you know what? Hey, guess what? As Canadians, we have to promote Canadians and everything else. So when these companies and platforms and everything else give voice to Canadians, Canadian comics, Canadian actors, Canadian singers, Canadian mimes, whatever the fuck you want to do, okay? Promote those Canadians. Bring them all into the fold. Make them all support. You know what it's called? It's called art.
Yep.
Whether or not we're painting, writing a screenplay, producing an opera, writing songs, or telling the government they're fucking idiots, It's all art.
Yep.
Okay. So you're going to sit there and you're going to do all this and you're going to say, well, you should really, if you're going to do this up in Canada, which, by the way, have you ever seen the difference between US Netflix and Canadian Netflix?
Only if you have the VPN by Nord.
Justin, here's a thought. If you're going to pull this shit and say that we need to promote more Canadian shows on Canadian Netflix, fucking good. Fully behind you, 100%. But start getting us better fucking movies up here, too. Start getting us better shows. Shit that's down there, we won't see it for another 2 or 3 years. You know why? Because the Canadian companies that are under your little fucking jurisdiction here on the Radio, Television, Telecommunications Commission, the CRTC, which, by the way, CRTC.
Flying finger of fate.
Like I get it, you guys are trying to do good in that, but you guys are fucked in the process of doing it because of the fact that you're sitting there and you're going, well, we can't really, we can't tell the Canadians what they have. We need these companies to promote more Canadian products. Great. But at that same point in time, you have to stop giving money to Just for Laughs. Because Just for Laughs doesn't give a rat's ass about fucking Canadian comedy. You know why? Because they're importing everybody else because it's fucking easier, because everywhere else has a star system for comedy. And everywhere else promotes their comedians and gets these people on TV and everything else. This fucking, what was that fucking show there? Some Last One Standing or something like that.
Yes, right.
Where
Last Comic Standing.
No, it's not Last Comic Standing. It's
sorry.
LOL Last One Standing or Last One.
Right.
Something like that.
Right.
LOL Last One Laughing. That's it.
Right.
And they've done it all over the world and whatnot. Now they want to fucking come to Canada and have Jay Baruchel hosting it and whatnot. And they want comedians from all over Canada competing as in these shows and everything else. And the winner gets a grand prize of absolutely fuck all.
He gets a Tim Hortons card.
Not even.
Oh, Jesus.
He gets a check for like $100,000, say, in the name of his favorite charity.
In his favorite charity. Wow. So hold on, Dave. So can I put you on pause for a second?
Hold on. In the middle, because I got to get this off or else I'm going to fucking explode.
Okay, no problem. Go ahead.
So in the middle of a fucking pandemic where comedy has literally been fucking devastated and comics and magicians and acts who perform live all the fucking time are losing everything. And they're spending every last dime of their savings and cashing in every last RRSP. You expect these people to go out and perform a fucking show for you for however many months it is on fucking Amazon Prime to sit there and go, good job, you won. Now, which charity do you want to give this money? Fuck you. I'm the goddamn fucking charity. I haven't made, there's fucking house cats making more money than me, you dumb fucks. Why the fuck am I going to give this to the March of Dimes? Fuck the March of Dimes. I really don't give a shit at that point of fucking time. That's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard of. So guess what? You get the fucking fingers too. Go ahead.
Okay, so on that note, I hear what you're saying, and I agree with you on a lot of it, for sure. I mean, the way they're treating it, right? And now for them to turn around and say that we're not supporting, so we are, yes, we're all in Canada, we're a Canadian show. I personally support a lot of Canadian comedians, right? So I can go through the list here. People I support: Jim Carrey. Oh, sorry, he went to the States. Mike Myers. Oh shit, he went to the States too. Norm Macdonald. Fuck. Okay, Martin Short. Damn it. Russell Peters. He went to the States. Seth Rogen. Sorry, back up. Russell Peters, you get the flying finger of fate.
And you know what? You only get one. How does that fucking feel?
And even give you two. No. Seth Rogen. Oh crap! He went to the States. John Candy, rest in peace. Oh fuck, he went to the States. Howie Mandel, you know what you did. You went to the States and you almost fucked over the Canadian content community, with that Sirius XM radio deal you're trying to pull off with your bullshit.
Oh, but he apologized doing a fucking video while he's walking around his mansion. I was hoping he was going to trip and fucking bury his skull into a marble step.
You know what? The only thing that makes me happy about that is when he turned around and did that video. What I did to give myself some self-joy was watch a video that his son put up where his son took his car and he put this plastic purple wrap all around the car so it changes the paint of it, but you can't get it off, right? So you have to kind of scrape it off if you want it off, and it was on a very expensive car, so karma. Okay, so that there goes that. As back to your point, Phil Hartman, rest in peace. Oh shit, he went to the States. Dan Aykroyd. Fuck, he went to the States.
He came back.
Eugene Levy. Huh? Yeah, he came back. Eugene Levy. He's gone to the States. Okay.
And he came back.
He came back. Schitt's Creek, right? Fucking very funny.
Oh, and Schitt's Creek. Didn't that fucking show up everybody, eh? Oh, look at us. We're just Canada.
Surprise. Right? So, Leslie Nielsen. Okay. Colin from whose line is it anyway? Okay, never. Tom Green.
Tom Green.
Oh shit. Rick Moranis. Fuck. Okay, hold on. I'll get it. Dave Foley. No, he was on News Radio. It's in the States. Okay. Tommy Chong. Cheech and Chong. He's in the States. Okay, then. Okay, I'm out. I support Canadians. Clearly, I support Canadians that have gone across the border. We've had more Canadians go across the border, more Canadian comics gone across the border than Mexicans breaking into the USA.
Christina Walkinshaw, Tricks.
Yep.
There's so many of them right now. I can't even think of their fucking names. I can go through my list of Facebook people, and I can tell you right now who the fuck is gone.
But this shows the point of what happened. They went there to at least get some credibility, to make some type of living, to here. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, right? I'm not Mr. Know-it-all of everything, even though sometimes I carry on that way. In the States, you go there as a comedian, you get your chops, you have the chance of getting with an agency, an agent, a manager, something along the lines, not even at the top tier level, but on your way up. You have companies that will put you out there. Here, I was looking around for a manager within Canada, and you can find an agent for acting. There is now more so agents for dance troupes, for videos and competitions and all that. Even though you still have to start the grassroots, it's there. It's started. It's established because with So You Think You Can Dance Canada, America's Best Dance Crew, and I know dancers have been on both of those shows from the Canadian side of it. But you can't find a booking agent outside of a franchise for comedy here in Canada. You can't go and say, okay, well, we are a booking agency for comedians, because even if you find one, when you look through the back channel of it, it's owned by the chain.
Yeah.
Right? They're not independent. You have all these agencies that, oh, you're an actor? Great, we can book you on this. Well, you want to be an extra? Okay, you can go here. You want to be a dancer? Okay, regardless of the style, we will find, and there's booking agents. You're a comedian? Okay. And that goes back to one of my past videos.
I know of 3 that are not affiliated with clubs.
Okay.
One of them actually left the club to do it, and he's actually at the point where he's, retiring and whatnot.
Shame, okay.
But a lot of them, they'd be like, well, you got to be, it's got to be 10 years of you doing this before I'll even look at you.
Right.
Which is fully understandable, and I fully get that, and everything else. But I mean, like, that's what it is, where, like, so many people, you can get to a certain level here, and then that's it. You're done. You want anything else? Go to the States, go to Europe,
Yep.
go, like England and Scotland. How many
Yep.
people have gone over there? You
Yep.
know, not mentioning any names. Mr. Peters, who steals jokes from there, comes back over here, and
Vice
vice
versa.
versa, and everything else. That's great. But that's the thing. So, there's nothing to keep Canadian comics at home.
No, and even with even certain genres of music, this is not, maybe now it's changed. Obviously, and I see it's branching out now. But years ago, when I was more dancing and doing music videos and hip hop dancing, and pursuing that avenue, one of the famous stories that I know is the group the Dream Warriors, right? And the Dream Warriors, when they came out, they turned around and they went all across, Canada as much as possible, trying to get a record deal, and they couldn't get a record deal on their native soil. They're from here. They're from Toronto. Couldn't get a record deal. They got a record deal finally in the UK for their first album. So they came up with My Definition and Ludi, My Definition had that kind of background music from I Dream of Jeannie, I think it was. So I had more of a jingle.
No, it was from Definition. It was from a game show.
Oh, my bad. Okay, yes. Yeah, I always had that. Yeah.
Not only that, it was a Canadian game show, which is probably why he doesn't remember it.
Yeah, I used to watch the game, but thanks, Dave. But that's my point. They had to go to the UK. Their record deal signed was done over in London, England, but they resided here. And that's the problem with the whole Canadian system. It's as soon as they were going up the charts and they were getting popular with My Definition. Oh, geez, yeah, Canadian group, Dream Warriors. Well, is it really a Canadian group at that point? And I'm not knocking the roots, because as a Canadian artist, they tried, denied, got signed in the UK, and then all of a sudden you want to bring them back over the border saying they're Canadian, right? They tried here in Canada and they didn't, get it at the time. No, and it goes back for years. I mean, a lot of the people I just mentioned on that list, comedy-wise, same thing. Do you know Jim Carrey's Canadian? Yeah, but he made it in Living Color? Martin Short. Yeah, he made it on SNL. The Austin Power movies, we wouldn't have those unless he went over to SNL and then branched out and had, Wayne's World and, Mike Myers, Wayne's World and Austin Powers and all the other stuff he did. It's like, okay, but he was here. And when he tried to do it here, he wasn't backed here. They didn't, whatever the system failed him.
Because Second City will only take...
System's not there.
No, Second City will only take you so far. And I mean, that's one of the things that pisses me off the most about this bill is we're going to go and we're going to say, we want money from Netflix to produce more Canadian content and everything else. And we want to be able to say, if you're looking on YouTube in Canada, then Canadian stuff gets pushed to the front and everything else and whatnot, which is great, which is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're excluding a huge fucking group of people.
Absolutely.
That you give no shits about whatsoever until they fuck off and they make it somewhere else. And, and it's that type of thing that just pisses me right off.
I'm with you.
The fact that we're stuck inside for another 2 fucking weeks after this fucking lockdown's over.
Icing on the cake. But it gets me because they've all these, and the list can go on, and then all of a sudden we're proud they're Canadian. Like, we're proud William Shatner's Canadian, but William Shatner didn't film Star Trek here. Star Trek Discovery, yes, now it's here. It's filmed here. Thank you. Okay, we got it. But William Shatner left. All these people had to leave to go there, and even then, okay, well, I'll bring it back more specifically to comedy. Once again, as comedians, I mean, I love it that me, you, Zolf, and are all together, and Thomas, we're all together. We do our stuff together. It's fun. It makes it fun. We're there for each other. We look out for each other, and we keep it real with each other behind the scenes, right? And we try to do and give the audience the best of us we can when we're there. We go in all in. 100%, 110%. We give it when we're there on stage. We all have our different flows of comedy, but it meshes, it works. And I'm very proud to be a part of this. Now, and it's not a knock on anybody, but what got me, okay, and it's a story. I might get a little long-winded, not the first time. Eddie Murphy, when he was coming up, and he's done his Beverly Hills Cop, and he did the SNL stuff, and he's rising in his career, and he hit a level. He took a lot of comedians with him. It wasn't like, okay, I made it, see you guys later, I'm out. And and just not even like on screen, I'm talking off screen, and helped. And there was a PBS special that came out a few years ago where they were honoring Eddie Murphy, and each comic came out and gave a story. And I'm talking like your comics of Chris Rock and Keenan Ivory Wayne, and obviously Arsenio Hall and so forth. And when he was coming up and he was filming, like, for example, Coming to America, he turned around, and anytime he went someplace, he brought them with him. He and these guys were not at that level. Like, I mean, there was no In Living Color. They were still working the clubs. He's like, well, I made it up. I want you guys to come along to see what it's like when you hit a certain level. So they were in the presence of Eddie Murphy, but they were also friends. And he didn't forget those comics that he was busting his ass with. If you watch comedians in cars getting coffee, him and Seinfeld started the same time, a week apart from each other. Literally a week apart from each other. And they had a respect for each other. Now, even though their career went in different paths, they were still successful. Behind the scenes, I'm sure if you were watching, for myself, I was watching SNL. And then when Seinfeld came on, I didn't know that Seinfeld was that close with Eddie Murphy or vice versa, as in the time they started and them off stage. I didn't realize they had that strength of a friendship. But they made sure to say, if I'm going, I'm bringing you with me. You're bringing me with you? Okay, I'm going to and pay that favor back. And I saw a lot of that to a certain degree. And I don't feel that at times on this side. No, I don't mean like this. I don't mean with Touch of Grey or either other. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the other Canadian comedians. They're great. There are some that we all look over each other. But one, we haven't had the break to kind of get up that way. And the odd few, I don't see them really. You think they'll take someone more under the wing and say, "Hey, let's."
No, because it's a me monkey mentality and whatnot. So you know what? It's, and as shitty as it is, I mean, like that's the way it is. I mean, like, I'm looking at us, and I look at you and Thomas and Zolf and myself, and I'm thinking, you know what? The four of us, we go out, we do shows together and everything else. And yeah, we have the Touch of Grey and everything because we're older and whatnot, and
right.
We're not young chickens to go out and like party afterwards and whatnot. Like, we're done the show. Chances are we're fucking spent, and we might get food. That's about it. But you look down at the States and you see a group of guys that all were similar, but all were kind of different. And there was the four of them. And one of them made it really well.
Right.
And he went, you know what? I've made it. I like you three. Come with me.
Right.
And it was the Blue Collar Comedy Tour.
Yes.
Jeff Foxworthy.
Yes.
Ron White. Bill Engvall. Larry the Cable Guy.
Love that show.
Every night.
Comedy stuff.
But every night that they went out, all four of them did their sets. Everyone headlined different night. Everyone hosted a different night. And then at the end, the four of them would come out, sit in like deck chairs and just talk.
Yeah. Love
and whatnot. And, and we've done that before, and we've had that, and whatnot. But the major difference is they had the States backing them.
Absolutely.
Not just the States or anything like that, but they had that. Somebody saw them. Somebody saw Jeff Foxworthy and thought, that's a fucking great bit. Come to this club and do it. Great. Come to this club and do it. Somebody from Just for Laughs saw him, said, you got to come up here and do this.
Yep.
Well, don't you have anybody up in Canada? Never mind that.
Yeah, you might be right, Nick. But yeah,
they're not that important.
unfortunately, that's how they treat
You
it.
know, so and I mean, like getting back to my initial point is, I would love for Canadian comedy to be looked at the same way that comedy is looked at in the States or in
Yes.
Britain or, literally everywhere else in the fucking known world except Canada. So if you want to bring in this new bill and everything else, all the fucking power to you. But if you continue to exclude comics, trust me, there are a ton in Canada that are fucking way more brilliant at writing than I am and way more eloquent at speaking than I am. And I promise you that we will make your lives a living fucking hell.
Look at all the ones we've lost already, all the comics that I just named out, and they're all doing or have done high level things from one degree or another, right? And that's just literally the tip of the iceberg. From that list, we wouldn't have the Ace Venturas, we wouldn't have Austin Powers, we wouldn't have the true, like, one of the best SNL news reports, when Norm, exactly, Martin Short, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. We want to have that, right? Seth Rogen, come on, Knocked Up, Pineapple Express, in the
Martin Short wasn't in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. It was Rick
No, it was
Moranis.
Rick Moranis. All right, Martin Short. My bad. Why people all look the same to me? I'm out.
Yeah, no, okay, cool. Anyways, so that's our show. Hey, you know what? Do me a favor. If you do watch this, okay? No, I'm talking to the audience, not you.
My bad.
Hold on a second. If you are watching this, do me a favor. Find out who your member of parliament is and write them a letter saying, hey, why don't you make comedians, as I throw shit around, why don't you make comedians, like, I don't know, part of the whole arts system here? And actually, if you want, sorry, I'm just pulling it up here for a second so that I get it correct, because I really don't want to fuck this up. Jesus, I post a lot of stupid shit on Facebook.
That's what it's for. But it's entertaining because every time Dave posts something, I like it because I'm giggling my ass off. In the meantime,
go to comedyisart.good.do. And you can, when you go there, there's a form letter that you can fill out and send to your MP. All you got to do is fill out your postal code and whatnot, and it'll pop up saying, "This is your MP." And you send them off a letter, and we start inundating them with letters saying, "Hey, start recognizing comedy as an art form in Canada," because literally we're leaving and we're fucking off and we're not going to come back. And you guys are going to be sitting there going, well, we used to be a fun place. What the fuck happened? And literally it's, so if you guys are watching this and you can do that, that would be great. If you can't remember what it is, find me on Facebook, find me on Twitter, find me on Instagram, find me on Pornhub, whatever the fuck it is you're looking for me on. Just find me, send me a message. I will send you the link, and we will get it done together. Also, I know I'm giving you guys, I feel like I'm giving you guys fucking homework. Don't forget, Resting Dave face.
Because every mug needs one. Boom, boom.
Every mug needs my mug, just staring at them. Yeah, check out our stuff on YouTube. Check out our stuff on Facebook. We've got a ton of stuff coming up. Redbubble, we're going to be all over the fucking place. We are going to be literally whores because we have to, because Canada doesn't recognize us as an art form and won't give us grants. So, anyways, for Barry Carter, I'm your host, Dave Sokolowski. Thank you guys for watching, and remember, there's a lot of good people out in this world, and if you can't find one, be one. Thank you. You're good, but you're not Zolf good.
I'm not Zolf. I know. I'm just a poor substitute.